Hey, what's up guys, Paul here, and I'm coming to you with a very different kind of POV today because I normally do videos where you can see me, but today for the first time I'm doing this top-down kind of thing because I genuinely don't think spending too much time on these earphones is worth my while because I normally spend a lot of time scripting and shooting and doing a lot of different kind of shots. But this, in fact, I've not felt the need for it because I have had nothing but issues with this specific set of earphones from Soundpeats. This is, of course, as you can see, is the Soundpeats Breezy. And it's a nice looking set of earphones. It's nicely done. I like that they're making an open style set of earphones, but the biggest issue with this is not its design but its overall functionality. In fact, the last two sets of Soundpeats earphones have had a few glitches, and this is just tenfold, in fact. So I've not been able to even review these properly because of how glitchy they are, which is why I am doing this kind of review. So anyway, moving on to these earphones, when you do open up the case, you do get these, nice little print of the product over here and the product itself right there. It's a very nice looking case. I really do like the overall design they've put on this. It's beautifully done. They've actually spent a good amount of time designing this and good amount of time finishing it. It's got a nice matte finish. It is nicely done. There's some sort of a texture on this part that has the Soundpeats brand on it. And then when you go into the box, you will of course get well, not much because you don't get ear tips even with this, but you do get, well, the charging cable, of course, which is here, the USB-A to USB-C charging cable, which is right there. And of course, you do get the literature, user guide, and everything else, including the sticker set with the Soundpeats mascot on it, which is pretty cool. I mean, I think they standardized this kind of overall setup. So let me just clear this up and show you the earphones now. So the earphones themselves, of course, do come in this little case. This is a neat little case. It's a nice size, in fact, very portable, easy to fit in your bag, easy to fit, in your pocket. And of course, when you pop it open, you are greeted with the Breezy earphones, which of course does carry over that design language as the case. The Soundpeats logo, of course, does have this glossy finish, and this does work as a touch area. So I've touched this and my phone has just lit up. So it's definitely doing its job right now. And what's cool is this open style of earphone does have a very cool sort of angle that you can sort of change. You can flex this or adjust it any which way in your ear. This section does loop over your ear, of course, and it kind of clicks into place very neatly. And the inside of this does have the open chamber for when you want to listen to your audio and the charging points and whatever else. So moving on to the functionality of this, let me just bring my phone up over here since it is connected. And what I'm going to do is I'm also going to try and throw up a screen recording of what's going on, because this set of earphones, of course, like I did mention, is quite glitchy. So I'm going to go into their new app. It's called not the Soundpeats app. It's called the Peats Audio app, because when you go into this app in particular, it does tell you that, hey, I've made a new. See, we've launched beta app. There's no here. We've launched beta app. For a better experience, please download Peats Audio app. Okay, cool. So your options to cancel or download the app. So okay, that app's better. So I've downloaded it, which is right here. So Peats Audio is right there. Okay, so there it is, and I'm going to click on Peats Audio, of course, over here on the Breezy in particular. And when it does open, there are times where, as you can see, it's not really lit up. It's kind of grayed out. I'm not really sure if it's even connected, but there you have it. And you do have the options of disable touch, game mode, custom keys, movie mode, and dynamic EQ. Now, I've not really had a chance to check this out because it's not worked properly. And of course, you can do firmware upgrades and so on. So I've gone into this, and whenever I go into this, it always says it's on the latest earphone firmware. So I suppose it's fine, it's up to date. And I mean, that's about it. But as you can see, it's still not lit up. So something else I'm going to try is, let me just wear these earphones. I'm going to just put them over my ears right now to see if I can listen to some music. And I'll open up my music app as well. I, of course, do like to listen to Apple Music. If you're a returning subscriber, you know that. And let's listen to Zed and John Mayer's Automatic Yes. So I'm listening to this right now. It is playing all right. I mean, the sound is coming through for now. And on a sound front, the little bit I've been listening to this at, like, let's say right now it's at about, say, 50% volume. On the sound front, right now, I don't know if you can hear anything that's coming from this. In fact, let me just put it next to the mic. Maybe I hope it's me. So, from what I can hear from this, the little bit of listening that I've done, is it just sort of, it's more high frequencies than anything else. I have heard a few open ear earphones before by a few other brands, and this one is more of just high frequency. It's got a lot of sibilance. It's just accentuated in the highs. There's not very much depth in this. There's no lower mid range. There's no mid range. There's no bass I'm hearing from this. And I'm sitting right now in a closed room, so there's not much noise around me. And ideally, these kind of earphones need to try and push out as much of noise, should I say, as much of bass as they can, since it's an open set. But it's just not doing that right now. So anyway, it is still somehow playing its music. So I'll let it play because I can still hear it to a certain extent. Oh, and now it's decided to pop up over here. So anyway, I'll quickly walk through this. This does have a disabled touch mode, which is cool because when you tap on the earphone, there will not be any accidental taps and touches. You can switch that off. It does have a game mode that you can switch on and off. And when you switch it on, there is a voice that says game mode, and then it cuts off again. So this should improve the latency, especially if you're consuming visual media or gaming. And of course, you can go into the custom key option, and you have a series of things you can use these for, of course, and you can also customize them to do all of these different things as well. You'll be able to see that on the screen. And then moving on, it does have something called dynamic EQ, which does open it up a bit. There is a lot of bass that does open up. It does get a little more sort of rounded. It gets a little more depth, but only a little bit more depth. It's not as bass heavy as I've heard other open ear styles earphones before. But you're most likely going to appreciate on this. If the dynamic EQ is off, this is fine for podcasts and just vocal stuff. And then, of course, it also does have a movie mode now. The movie mode, well, it says movie mode. And I presume it is, to a certain extent, improving the latency, but there seems to be a sound profile shift as well. And moving on, the other things in the app as well, when you can come here into the adaptive EQ, you can set the sound properly with this specific mode, in the sense you can, one sec, yeah, it says please make sure to turn off the music before testing. So you'll have to switch off all your media. You'll have to do this in the still of the night when it's very quiet. Do a sound testing, and it'll try and calibrate to your ears, which is a cool feature. And of course, it does have a whole bunch of EQ modes like Soundpeats usually have. It does have these few modes that are normally pretty cool. And of course, it does have an EQ mode as well. And the first thing I found myself doing is just pulling all high frequencies way low, because it's just too aggressive in the high frequencies. I wouldn't accentuate these at all. And I'd just give a kick maybe in the lower frequencies a little bit, just for slightly more rounded sound. And it usually does sound a little bit better when you really do pull the higher frequencies down. But anyway, that's pretty much it on a sound front. And I'm very surprised because it's still working. This is the first time, this might be maybe the fifth or sixth time that I'm trying out these earphones. And for the first time, it is actually playing back a song for this long, because usually what happens is when I do sort of play any kind of music through this, the first thing that happens is it plays for about 20 or 30 seconds, and then I'll hear like a tick sound, and then there's no audio. So I'll increase the volume, reduce it, disconnect it, resync it, and it still gives this issue again. In fact, I showed it to my wife just the other day, and she thought that I had put off the music, but in reality, it was still playing back. So I mean, it's just, I've just had nothing but glitches with this. Really, it seems to be a theme coming from Soundpeats right now, because they have had a few glitchy earphones in the recent past. So I'm hoping they can figure something like this out. Like I said, this is the very first time it's actually started playing back properly. It's played a whole song through. This is the first time it's done something like that. So I find that quite interesting that it's been able to do that. But I mean, yeah, on a sound front as well, it's all right. It's a bit too chirpy for me. It's too accentuated over there. There are, I think, nicer sounding open ear earphones over there. I think I'll link some of my reviews down in the description below. But anyway, if you are a Soundpeats enthusiast and you are okay keeping, dealing with a lot of the glitches like this, I mean, pick it up if you'd like to, man. But it's not something that I can really 100% tell you I would recommend this. It's not something I'd want to. But if you do want to pick this up, of course, you can head on over to the Soundpeats website. I will leave it down in the description below, and it does have a maximum retail price of about $60, but you can get it for about $39.99. And I'll leave all the details on the video here, the pricing over here somewhere, and I'll also leave the link in the description, of course. And I mean, if you do want to check out all the details, you can get all other details on the Soundpeats website. But overall, this has just been my experience. It's not been the greatest. I'm not too happy with these. But I mean, here's hoping that they do launch some sort of software update. If they do that, I will update it and have maybe an updated video on this. But as for now, yeah, there you have it. That's the Soundpeats Breezy. And I mean, I don't know if this has helped you. If it has, I mean, I'm happy for you. I'm happy for being able to reach out and make you understand these earphones a little bit better. And of course, remember to like and subscribe to my channel. And thanks for tuning in for some sound advice. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.